Welcome once again to players and listeners alike. This is Vaesen behind the masks. We've got Blake, Sharon, and Jim.
Da 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 da.
And last we left it, you all had a very, very bad New Year's Eve.
Yeah, first resolution, don't do that again.
Don't do that again.
Yeah.
When Dr. Bennett says, let's go out and find a party, and everyone else goes,
Yeah, Bennett
haven't
tried.
we had enough?
Bennett tried being social, and I think he's going to retire that particular aspect after last night.
I don't blame him. So we're all in various states of injury, be it mental and or physical. And you got back to the villa and you're in the kitchen, if I remember correctly, and drinking and commiserating over the crap that just befell on you.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the
There were a bunch of
I think-
explosions.
Shall I break it down?
No. I think I remember what happened last session.
Right.
It's more where exactly we left things. Did we leave things on? I'm going to bed. Is that where we all?
I believe so.
Yeah, like you know when you just sit around a fire after a really bad day and you're just talking, but not really saying a lot. So yes, I will say you will gone to bed for a few hours at least.
Yes. So we all crash in Bennett's bed. No, I'm joking.
Is it big enough?
All five of us.
Bennett?
And the pixies.
It's one big cuddle puddle.
I've never heard that term before.
But it's good, isn't it?
Don't Google that.
So yeah, next morning, today's now the 1st of January, 1867.
Early in the morning,
Yeah.
Severino is going to quickly go into the town square and put up some notices.
When, pray tell, have you written these notices?
Well, yeah, he'll get up and start writing them and then go out.
I think they're on his Google Drive.
Okay. Which you're going to Xerox off, of course. What are you going to say in these notices?
Fair to be shocked, amazed, stunned.
He's one I prepared earlier.
Cesare versus Habergeist. Fight of the millennia. The demon Habergeist from the grainfields of Austria comes this slayer of men, his travels left of victims as he's feasted on the blood of many. The champion, Cesare, this lad grew up eating garbage, looked after by a demented sister, and became a legend of the Black Roses after exploding upon his enemies during New Year's celebrations. Both have lived violent lives, but are both now here for your entertainment in Venice.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause he's a
Bold.
writer, he's got to fight with words.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Until he gets stabbed by a sword, but yeah.
Or a pen.
But I figured that's like, 5, 6 in the morning, come back and have breakfast. So he's probably a bit knackered because he got up early, but
That makes perfect sense. While you're away, breakfast has been made and is on the table. Coffee, tea, any other poison you wish to imbibe is ready for you all.
Yeah, I think Bennett is taking his tea at the table and he's reading up. He's got 2 books open, and they're the 2 sketchbooks that he took from the tinkerer's cart. One being sort of his old work and one being the new, and just sort of studying it. He's already learnt the most significant thing that at a particular day and time he seemed to gain a lot of skill instantaneously. But this is as close as to taking it easy in the morning that Bennett can get to. So this is his light research.
Vittorio looks at you and, gives you the eye. But for once, he's not yelling at you. He's giving you some slack. And
And
there's
I think Bennett is also. Well, would Severino be back by the time Bennett's up
Yeah,
and about?
maybe you've started eating and he'll come in and put his coat up and
well
dust the snow off.
before you do that, Severino, a lad, as you come to the front door of the villa, a lad runs up to you
Okay.
and hands 2 newspapers to you.
Okay. So
It's for
one's
Vittorio. It's for Vittorio. And he
Thank
runs
you.
off.
I'm guessing one's English, one's Italian or something, or yeah.
Affirmative.
Okay.
Agatha
Alright.
will probably come down just a little bit later than the rest of them, but she's looking rough. You don't think she slept?
Oh, none of
Why
them
do
are looking their
I?
best, I don't think.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Cool. So you walk in and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Put my coat up, dust myself off, and got the papers.
Mm-hmm.
I think without looking up, Bennett's like, Bennett says, Severino, you will have to come into the clinic for a checkup. I actually can't remember. Mechanically speaking, what are you at now? Physically,
How squishy are you?
how many extra orifices do you currently have?
Oddly specific. No. Physically, I got healed.
Ah, okay.
I've got one mental. I can't remember how I got healed though.
I know I healed you at one point, but I didn't know if it was to full.
Didn't we see a real doctor? No, I'm joking. Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought I'd actually still have some, but no, it's all gone. So,
And Miss Hartwell, is yours mental as well?
I am currently neither physically or mentally injured
Okay.
as such.
I'm
Just
tired.
shattered.
So you can see Severino hasn't had a lot of
Shattered.
sleep. He's knackered.
Oh, yeah, Bennett's right there with you.
Right, so he'll chuck the English newspaper to you and read the Italian one himself.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah.
right. So this is going to be a combination of both newspapers. Obviously, the English newspaper won't be as current as the Italian one, but A shocking turn of events on the New Year's celebrations in Venice. Over 30 votive statues were destroyed in explosions that simultaneously spanned the city during the celebrations. No one was seriously harmed in the explosions, believed to have been caused by dynamite, and no motive is forthcoming. However, one man was killed at the same time. Master carpenter Geppetto Montesino, who was believed to have been the man responsible for all the statues that had been destroyed.
Was that the guy we met? They wanted to do a statue of me? He was, yeah. Okay, cool.
I had to call him Geppetto. What else would you call a carpenter from Italy but Geppetto?
I thought you might go Pygmalion or Galatea or something like that, but that's...
Only one statue is believed to have survived the purge after the explosives attached to it failed to detonate. It was seized by the Kingdom of Italy and taken to a safe place while the Carabinieri investigate the tragic and mysterious events that rocked Carnevale in Venice. Investigations into the attack on the very fabric of Venice itself is ongoing. Speculation is rife, and the authorities remain tight-lipped. However, this masthead can confirm that the explosives used in the event came from the military cache in Padua that was plundered months ago. It is not known if the explosives and the murder of Master Carpenter Geppetto Montesino were linked. Some witnesses described Dr. Theodore Bennett and Severino Gurini of the Villa Fanelaria as being at the scene around the time of Master Montesino's death.
Whoops.
This is not the first time that members of the villa have been associated to people dying in a violent fashion.
Wow. How rude of them to use publicity against us.
Sorry, I heard Bennett's name was Severino also called out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're famous and stuff now. We can seriously get the chicks.
Why can't
Jeez.
you get your slander into the newspaper, Severino, instead of in in flyers.
Well, I put 20 of them in the middle of town. If they miss it, they must be blocked.
That reeks of the Black Rose to me.
How rude.
Farmers from Lernfield, Homergal, and Treviso are reporting strange illness amongst cattle who are losing weight, giving no milk or felt over the last several months. The Befana approaches. Be good, and you shall be rewarded. Remember, dear children, any naughtiness will yield you coal, garlic, or other unpleasantness, and a switch from her broom. Epiphany Mass will take place at churches around the city at dawn on the 6th of January. There have been no further cases of plague in the city. The local authorities are cautiously optimistic that the miasma and terror that plagued our fair city has departed as mysteriously as it appeared. Spring is approaching. Carnevale preparations proceed at full steam. Shopkeepers are reporting healthy sales, and tradesmen have been harried into service to repair the damage from New Year's, as well as prepare for the festivities.
Bennett's like flinging the newspaper down like, that's bullshit. I went into that fire to help for those people.
Were the 30 statues in like 30 locations, or were they like in groups of 6 in 6 notable names all over the place? Okay.
So they were in churches, they were in great houses, just scattered right around the city.
All places that Agatha's sewing circle had access to? Oh no.
It was Agatha all along.
Oh, boom!
Yes. Well, she's actually going to do a couple of things. Going to, having taken note of the public smear campaign that is taking in the papers.
The one against them or the one against us?
The one against us.
Oh.
She's going to leverage the gossiping sewing circles and the young ladies of Dr. Bennett's acquaintance. She's gonna
alleged acquaintance.
She's gonna write some notes, asking a few of the more gossipy ones to call on us at the villa.
Mm-hmm.
Because what better way to fight such slander is with even more slander.
That's just going to muddy the waters even more.
It is. And, she's going to actually, have it because people will completely and utterly believe this because Dr. Bennett has been seen in the vicinity of Ladies of the Night that actually he couldn't have been there because she has it on good authority that he was occupied with a young lady of ill repute at that time.
Dog.
And so obviously they are completely mistaken, and she's sure that any of Bennett's girls will attest to this. And the other thing she's going to do, because yes, you mentioned the Christmas witch, and that has just sprung in her mind that these have been very, very naughty children, and we know the house, the location that the Black Rose has stayed at previously, because she's got that from her gossips in the past. Yeah. She's going to have deliveries of coal and garlic sent every hour for the next however long for the next 6 days.
Amazing.
So yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just be as psychologically obnoxious as possible, really. If that's
my job.
Well, yeah, but she's taking a different tact. You're leveraging the propaganda of the pamphlets, and she's gonna darken yours and Dr. Bennett's reputation even more, but in doing so, make a more scandalous story that's kind of more believable than you killing someone.
Yeah.
Is there potentially a less slanderous way to clear my name in this particular situation?
Bribe the police?
If you have any ideas, Doctor.
Well, how did the paper even? It says here in the paper that it references this is not the first time we've been associated with.
Because they'd already made up their minds. They've been influenced or bribed or whatever. Like,
But the paper got this from the police then.
yeah. For the good of the city, it's better if we just kill them all.
I'm gonna go down with a scuba gear and I'm gonna destroy the stilts holding up this rotten city.
It is very obvious, Doctor, that the Black Rose has their hands or
And so our retort
their
is
coin, at
coal.
least, in the pockets of some of the constabulary.
Not entirely that, no. I put in some notices in town about, setting them up against another enemy. And hopefully one of them believes it and keeps the other busy for a while.
What notice is this?
Do tell.
Well, it's in the Discord. I read it out before.
No.
In character.
Bennett.
Do tell.
Yeah,
Bennett's
yes.
not in the Discord.
Yeah, so, all right, he'll read it out to you. What, you want me to read it again?
No. That's
Yeah. So that.
what is a Habergeist?
It's a demon that drinks blood.
And why have you mentioned it?
Oh,
Going up against Cesare?
Because it's in town, and I want them to kill each other. Or at least really, really, really badly wound each other.
that gives Agatha an idea, and she adds to her.
That's what I wanted the holy water for.
She adds to her hourly order to have one of the local butchers send offal and blood as well.
But it's like, sorry, time out. We're just skating past the confirmation of a demon onto offal deliveries.
she's fixated. The minute that Severino says, "Oh yes, it's a demon that drinks blood," she's like, "Oh, of course."
That's why I needed the holy water.
There is a demon in the city, and it attracts and it eats blood, and she's gonna.
Well, is it dangerous?
Extremely. That's why I'm trying to get it to have what's his face attention. What's his name?
Yesterday.
Cesare Peanut, whatever his name is. I don't know. And the other one,
splitting headache.
It's not even 9.
Not even, I haven't even had my second cup of tea yet. Okay.
had some salami and cheese.
And it was here that Dr. Bennett realized that perhaps his companions were slightly unhinged.
I resent that. I'm way more than slightly.
I think
Yes, that would be
We
fatigued, though. He hasn't had a lot of sleep, so.
we need to regroup for a moment.
We're here. How much more group do you want?
Perhaps mentally we could regroup
okay.
somewhat. What is our end goal? So we have a demon, this is new. Well, this is new to me.
Not
at
new, it's
least.
been hunting me for a while.
Uh,
You wanted to talk to me the other day, but it was a terrible location. It was in public with lots of innocent people around, so I wasn't going to talk about it there.
so this demon is the cause of your paranoia.
One of the many, probably
Is the demon what attacks
probably
you?
equal with Cesare, you know, but
when that lady brought me to you, was that after the demon attacked you?
friends of him, friends of his. I say his because he's a bastard. Probably not really him though. Probably got both. Anyway,
I'll leave that to Miss Hartwell's research. Okay. This feels significant.
it is. That's why I pointed
as much as the Black Rose.
Yes.
As much as the Black Rose is concerning, and I do worry about what the ramifications of this slanderous paper will be, but this demon seems a danger to the city at large. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know exactly where it is. I know it, well, I suspect it rocked up roughly around the same time as the Austrian contingent of diplomats, military, whatever. Being the sort of manipulative, devious piece of shit that it is, it'll probably be infesting somebody of note with influence, because that's what it does. Other than that, yeah, it's in Venice somewhere.
Miss Hartwell, what do you know about demons?
Oh,
Is that under the purview of
I know nothing but that which has been said in the Bible. I do, however, know an awful lot about slander.
And then there's this other statue, this remaining statue. It's that. Oh God, I don't know.
Oh yeah, on that topic, I was talking to the guy who's going to do a statue of me, right? And then, like, I got followed, I got knocked out, and then I woke up next to that guy and he was dead. I didn't kill him. You got me out of there.
Yes,
Do
I
we
believe
know?
that was the doing of the Black Rose.
Okay,
Seems
they
like
were,
he.
Yeah.
they were
Seems
trying
like
to frame
he
me or
was.
something.
Yes,
I
they seem quite
believe-
quite fast on their feet. Those the Black Rose, they made lemonade, so to speak.
They
If I could use
have-
a grossly out of time
I
period.
mean, I could take it as a compliment that they considered me enough of a threat to bother to try and set me up. But, okay. Because I haven't done any slander against, Mummy Agatha here. I wonder if Cessare's still got a soft spot for old Mum. Might be something we can leverage, to use your words.
What, you got to use Agatha as bait?
I mean, she's willing.
Well, no matter what else the Black Rose is, they have solved what could have been a serious problem for the city, although via rather violent and uncouth means. These sculptures of, I believe you did very well to not be sculpted by the artist Severino, as I was present when one of his sculptures did eat someone.
Ugh. Yeah, that's not on.
So
In
I
fact,
do believe
I think
that...
it's illegal.
Yes. Yes. Well, I don't think that he has that much of a concern, or had that much of a concern.
But when I was trying to talk to him, Bennett kept talking about that puppet toy thing.
Ah, that would make a...
Yes, I haven't even shown you these sketchbooks yet. I took them from from the carpenter, and it's quite bizarre. You can see his talent was mediocre at best, though I'm no expert in this particular field. But he seemed to quite dramatically improve, seemingly overnight, which makes
Maybe
me
he went to school or something?
Deal with a demon seems more likely, Severino. I do believe that this, from what Dr. Bennett has said, and from what you yourself have inferred, although you perhaps did not understand what Bennett was suggesting, is that this carpenter was responsible for those poor boys' ills.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Poor little bugger. But we helped him out.
So I'm certainly not going to weep for the carpenter, but I still don't know if it was quite the right way to go.
Well, it's too late. We can't debate it now.
No. Also,
He did.
are we to believe that the Black Rose stole explosives from a military cache?
Well, the proof's kind of already out there and all over the street, so...
Sort of makes our heist of a dead man's fingers seem pretty low stakes.
Yes. Although it may be they have friends in the military who are, part of their cause. So they had inside help, you could say.
That does not make me feel better knowing
I
they have military connections.
Yes. I think, Doctor, that the difference has been that the actions of the Black Rose have always been intended towards violence, whereas your own, as good-hearted as you are, have always been intended to heal.
Wish you'd tell that to the newspaper.
Um,
Approval ratings are terrible.
But
The,
sales are sky high.
Yeah, that's true.
do we just need to get the hell out of Venice for a while, and or get Artemisia and Vittoria out of Venice? In either case, I suggest we take a route via the Plague Island, because no one will be expecting us to go that way. We shouldn't be interfered with, and should be able to get safely out of the city. Because if these buggers kill all, Vaesen, then Artemisia is a target.
Yes, I have already suggested to our dear girl that she does not leave the villa, and certainly does not go anywhere without someone to accompany her.
Yes, I worry this villa might be the only safe space for them. I don't know what dangers lie out there, but I do agree that I don't know what specifically, Severino, you and I position in this city is right now.
Not good, I'm thinking.
I'm hesitant. I'm just waiting for the knock at the door, and we're getting another visit from our favorite captain.
He was
Captain
such a
Nostri.
Oh, man.
I don't think we could charm our way out of it this time.
I hope he gets an STI. I really do.
As much as you do not appreciate my methods, Doctor, I believe that in this instance, besmirching your good name is the way to actually save your reputation.
Yes, I mean...
Won't your dad be impressed?
Well, that ship has certainly sailed already.
To England.
The only person that it would be worse than the captain knocking on that door would be if my father knocked at the door. So yes, I mean, very well, though I don't know. I think we need a plan for what do we target next? The demon or the Black Rose themselves? I mean, we now know at least the name of the woman in charge.
Or
Katerina.
just get the hell out of town for a while with Artemisia and Vittoria.
We could. The Black Rose, I suppose, would be unrivaled in the city.
I hear Nice is nice.
Consider Severino.
One vote for fleeing to a pun. What are you, Sarlo?
Well, consider Severino. Does one fear the Black Rose more than they fear the goddess of winter?
Well,
Oh Christ, I'd forgotten about her.
well, she kind of
Artemisia,
said,
I need another tea.
I said, look, fine, we'll go get him, this guy or whatever. And then she didn't really tell us a lot. So, I don't know.
I think she would argue that she placed us right within his path.
But spring's on the way, so is she weaker than she would have been, like a fortnight ago or a month ago? I don't know how that works. I'm just guessing.
Global warming must be devastating.
Yet another up yours to her by mankind.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we have to forget about either threat. I'm just saying for the safety of our, friends here, let's just get the hell out of Dodge for a bit and, lay low for a bit and see what happens.
I feel like that is perhaps what the Black Rose wants. They did imply that they would make it so that we could not continue in Venice.
Yeah, they did say something about Northern Italy would be their domain or their province or something. I vaguely remember.
Perhaps we need, and I believe we already maybe started the process of this, but perhaps we need to contact or get more support from the Benedati, Anna La Rosa.
Anna La Rosa, yeah, I can go and put a message in the lion's mouth or whatever it was. But and say what though? Help in capital letters.
War, stop. Help, stop.
Perhaps a brief notification that the Black Rose has returned to Venice and are set on
Actually, I could just give her a copy of that notice I wrote up.
ill winds.
Because it kind of mentions both in town, so
Yes.
does. What's his face? Artemisia and Vittoria have any thoughts on any of this? I presume they were at least vaguely in earshot, if not at the table.
They were at the table. Don't you worry about that. They're definitely at the table and listening. They're a bit torn. This has been their home for a very long time. So while they understand the desire to leave, they also feel safer here. But we cannot discard the Black Rose as a threat. They will do everything that they can in their power to undermine your position within Venice.
I just need to train about 30 prostitutes how to fight. Like fight well, you know, like
Let's
guns
get
and stuff.
down to business. Yeah.
Just be cautious. With enough money, anyone can be bought, even allies.
Yeah, I mean,
What allies?
yeah. We've been playing 4D chess. We have no allies. That makes us impenetrable. No. I assume Miss Hartwell has said this at this point, but Katarina mentioned that her plan was to deal with us in such a way that she didn't need to like kill us. Hence why she didn't execute Miss Hartwell. And I think we can now see at least one avenue that she's going down if we are arrested. Or at least besmirched enough that no one trusts us.
Or maybe she
Correct.
doesn't want to alienate Chestnut from his real mum.
I mean, maybe, but if that was the case, I suspect at least one of us would be face down in the lake right now, Sabrina, because Cesare has, unless he's got a real thing about me healing his leg, I don't think he's that committed to me. And he didn't seem overly fond of his mother. No offense.
You're right, Dodge. I think they would do everything they can to make your life here in Venice a misery.
Well, our options are then to not be in Venice, or
To
we
make
need
their
to.
lives just as miserable.
Yes, that could work. But somehow, I've got a feeling they've been planning this for a while.
They haven't planned for unhinged petty grievances.
I have a plan for you, Agatha. Is that correct?
The Artemisia,
Yes, Doctor.
like 50 sessions and I still cannot remember the stupid Ice Queen's official name.
Blanca.
Zambuca.
Zambuca.
Do we think, do we know of anywhere we could potentially contact her or equally powerful Vaesen? Just feels somewhat outgunned at the moment in this particular war.
I don't know a lot about the Blanca. She normally never interacts with humans, so you should realize your encounter with her was quite special. Most people that see her die. That is the nature of winter, after all. If you fall into the arms of winter, you'll never wake up. Given it is now spring, I would imagine that her power is waning and she may not be able to assist in the way you think she can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my opinion, I do somewhat agree with Severino in that even if we do wish to continue to operate within Venice, I think being that the villa is putting a target on us and Artemisia and Vittorio as well, it makes us too easy target, too known a quantity.
So let's move to Plague Island. They'll never expect it.
And take a boat in and out every day.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe I'll take my chances with prison.
One room at a time, we'll move the villa to the Plague Island.
I do believe at least from what I've read in the journals of the society, that there is certain protections on the villa. We could perhaps find a way to reinforce these instead of uprooting to the Plague Island, good doctor, unless, of course, you wish to summon the Grims to your aid.
I was not aboard the move to the Plague Island idea. However, my fear is not particularly of Vaesen. The police chief seems to be immune to the wards that are on this particular villa.
All common sense.
Or common sense. And
He's
similar
human.
to Cesare, I don't believe if he decided to pay us a visit, or that sister of his, I don't know if that would help. That's where my concern comes from.
Artemisia shakes her head. The wards don't repel humans. They're not designed for humans. They're designed for Vaesen and spells. And
Humans are the worst.
Well, there are other things that can be used to repel humans. Perhaps also magical means.
Are you talking about vinegar again?
Oh, I do
I
believe that
stopped, all right? Jeez.
enough vinegar would certainly repel all sorts of humans. I was thinking more that perhaps there is something in the library regarding other types of wards that could be deployed to protect against ill intent.
Suppose we can have a look. Not really sure what I'm looking for, but
We may need to discuss more direct. Can't believe Bennett's the one suggesting this. More direct measures against them.
oh look, if I get the opportunity, I'll happily shoot them all in the face, but they come in packs.
Well, cut off the head, so to speak.
Oh, you want me to assassinate Chestnut or his mum?
Well, I'm just considering, I don't know. This is all quite new to me. I just found out about demons 5 minutes ago. But perhaps there's a direct connection between Cesare and Miss Hartwell. Is there some way that we can use that connection, either socially or magically, to find him?
For people watching at home, he's talking about sympathetic magic.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay.
AKA voodoo dolls.
Yes, so to the library to search for witch marks, because I can never say the proper word, which is it's the hexafoils. Yeah, I can never say it. Witch marks.
Dr. Bennett, I think Agatha's in some dark shit here.
Yeah.
She's also English, and they're one of those things that are kind of carved into a lot of old houses. Just, in the masonry and that. And in churches, in churches where you've got like the flower design, that's
yes.
the daisy, that one's a common one.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's church?
The place where you burn up.
Is this a witch
that'll
mark?
be it.
That will summon all children of the 90s.
Yes.
It definitely will. All right. What are we doing first?
Library stuff.
Library stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking for books on sympathetic magic, apparently.
I mean, should we like basically take a day? Because I think every single one of us has mental conditions.
We may not have a day.
That's true. Carry on.
As usual, no successes. This is probably from fatigue.
I am looking for stuff on some witch marks or that kind of magic that we can perhaps. Yay, one. There's some obscure book in the Society's library about them.
Of course there is. And I don't think so. You go to the library and you start rifling through the books, and you do find a book on hexaphores, witch signs. It has a lot of designs in it, like a lot of different images and motifs and what they mean, how they're done. It does mention what they're about. What were you looking for again?
Just ones for protection against ill intent.
Protection, yeah. So yeah, there's dozens of them for protection against curses, illness, protection from the loss of money, physical protection to stop, bad people coming in. Yeah, so there are several different icons that you can use. No problems.
Yeah, so she's going to take some ink and start painting on the back of all entry doors and windows.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Because really, Agatha doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Her impulse is, to be very petty, and because Katerina said that, learned people don't resort to violence. Well, learned people don't resort to kind of slander and such things. So she's going to be very childish and petty. So,
Would a learned person do this?
so it's, offal in the blood. Hey, if Severino says there's a blood drinking demon in the city, let's attract it to them. They're it's almost time for La Befana. They've been acting like naughty, very naughty children. So all the coal, all the garlic, it's just going to be very much a series of petty, obnoxious
Sure.
incidents. Anything that will get to them in a way that cannot be considered as something violent or just
So you've fed the dogs, you provided heat for winter and cooking, and you protected them from vampires.
Yeah.
That's all good. No, that's fine. So you sit there for a while and do that. Do you two gents wish to do anything?
Well, I was helping the library, but failed to go anything interesting. Probably not off have a snooze because I can't help it.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. Look over a map of the city with Vittorio and Artemisia and say, if we have to leave at short notice, let's think, this is plan A, this is plan B to get out. So just so they've got it in their head. If they have to just grab their shit and get out the window, this is where we're going to go and this is where we'll meet up, sort of thing. Hopefully we don't need to, but let's at least have a backup plan. Escape plan or something.
Absolutely. Yep, they're happy to do that with you for a while. So I guess it's going to be maybe 2:00 when there's a knock at the door.
I'll go to the door.
Before he gets there, I'd just like to point out I have replaced my pistol from the armory because he threw my old one away. Yeah.
You did.
So I'm just saying that right now before he opens the door.
Sure. So Dr. Bennett, you open the door and like your worst nightmare, Captain Arturo He's standing at your
Oh,
front door.
thank God, I thought it was my dad.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Captain,
Dr. Bennett, may I come
Please.
in?
absolutely.
And he pulls off his feathered cap and sticks it under his arm and steps into the foyer.
I could get Artemisia to bring us some drinks, but I suspect I understand the nature of this visit, and last time I vaguely remember you wished to skip the niceties.
Indeed. Shall we talk? Is there anywhere you would like to sit down and talk?
Just under this suspicious chandelier would be great. No, just under this giant anvil. Yeah, I don't know. It's cold. It's wintry, sort of.
End of winter.
So I assume we have a fireplace.
No, take him out to the garden, make him be cold.
I don't
You
want
have
to
to
be
be
cold.
cold with him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I take him to like the lounge or wherever the fireplace would be. And
Yep,
sit
that's
down.
fine. We can do that. You can go into the receiving room. I think it is. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just softer for you. He puts his hat down on the table and sits down very officially. I wanted to have a chat with you. I wanted to speak to you in relation to the events that occurred last night. Just a question or two, if I may.
Please. I throw the newspaper into the fireplace.
Do you happen to own a pistol, or does anyone at the villa own a pistol?
Second Amendment, right?
I'm sorry, what's that, sir?
No. I do not own a pistol. I can't speak for others in the villa. I've never seen a pistol in the villa.
Give me a manipulation, because that's a lie.
That is a lie.
Yeah, I did some shooting practice with him right at the beginning.
I mean, technically I may have one in the back of my pants as we speak, so it could very well be a
Yeah,
Also,
you just
lie.
mean
you know,
today.
There was a mirror that kind of mysteriously shattered as well, which.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't
Wow.
a pistol, I just threw a bullet really fast at it.
You what?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You look at him with such earnest puppy dog eyes.
Pistol, sir?
What's that?
Not familiar with the phrase. Is that the Italian?
Pistola.
Pistola?
Ah. And what about the gentleman that also resides here? Severino, perhaps? I believe that's his name.
Alright, I need to ask a question out of character. Do I know, is Severino like openly, yes, I'm an ex-Austrian soldier, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that.
Then I would say, well, he's ex-military, so I suppose he might have a service weapon or something of the like. I'm not sure. You have to ask him.
Where is he?
Here. I'll walk in the room, fold the Italian paper I was reading, and I'm going to stand at 90 degrees because I want him to feel awkward.
It is very awkward because he's looking at you there and he's looking at you there and he's going to be forever doing the tennis match thing. Ah, Mr. Gudiani. Yes, if I can ask. You have military training?
As do you.
Yes. Carabinieri are part of the Italian army, so yes. Do you still have your service revolver?
No, when I left, you have to leave it there. That's part of the rules.
And you haven't acquired another one through your travels?
While I was traveling, I didn't get any guns, no.
All right, give me a manipulation.
Here we go. Let me fuck this one up. Nothing. I'm going to have to push. Because I don't want to have to kill a cop yet.
While
on.
he's doing
What?
that,
What did
Have
that
it-
wait?
any of the
Ah, bugger.
gossips or young ladies arrived at the villa?
No, it takes time for cards to go out.
Like,
and invitations.
he probably thinks I'm lying. It's a half truth, to be honest.
It is a half truth. So you get a raised eyebrow and a look of suspicion. And he's going to turn his attention from you back to Dr. Bennett. Remind me again, Bennett. I've been reviewing my notes, but memories and notes sometimes lead one astray. How did you come to know Osiel Marin again?
Run that name by me again.
The gentleman at the Palazzo Dario.
I'm pretty sure I'm plain ignorant here. Or did he bring it up last time? I can't remember if he said his name. I'm sorry, the name's not ringing a bell. Sorry, it's been a pretty busy couple of weeks.
You can imagine. The events of last night certainly were interesting.
Yes, terrible. And I'm opening my clinic free of charge to anyone who has suffered any injuries as a
Most generous of you, Doctor.
plus the plague.
Plague. Yes, another interesting thing. It's for some reason things got a lot more interesting in this town when you arrived.
Oh, I don't subscribe to coincidences like that.
No, you are a matter of fact, are you not, Doctor?
In that way, I am my father's son.
I spoke to your father
Everything
earlier
he said
this
a
morning.
dirty lie. I did. He's like, yeah, no. Bennett's like, oh, and he definitely sort of shakes his
He
a
was
little bit.
most enlightening.
Yes, he does have that way with people. I'm sure he's always been my harshest critic, and I respect him for it. It's helped me become the moral, law-abiding citizen that you see now.
The thing is, you're not lying. Kind of.
I'm tap dancing on the line.
You are certainly tap dancing hard, but I love it. He's going to switch over to you, Severino, again. Can you please tell me your whereabouts last night? Between 9 to midnight.
We were at a tavern. I can't remember the name of it. Dr. Bennett. We were there for a while. We talked to a few people. And then Agatha went missing, so we were looking around for her, and then someone said they saw her head back to the villa, so I went back that way, and then I got mugged.
Yes, I can see the injuries. Do you know who mugged you?
No. I tried to put up a fight because, obviously I didn't want to get mugged, but yeah, they managed to knock me out, but the doctor found me and brought me back to the villa.
Yes, we were hoping to raise it with you, but obviously you've come to us.
It wasn't the first time I've been mugged recently. There was some... Well, they had an Austrian accent. I don't know if they were soldiers or thugs or whatever, but yeah, they mugged me about a week ago. There were 4 of them.
Austrian accent, you say?
Mm.
It's really quite interesting. And he pulls out his notepad and you can see him kind of running over things. Just remind me again, after you were assaulted last night, you said the doctor found you. Found you where?
I'm not sure the street. I just remember laying on a cobblestone and that my head really hurt and the doctor helped me home. I couldn't tell you the name of the street.
Yes, I'm afraid my Italian isn't excellent. I didn't see a sign, and even if I did, I probably couldn't have pronounced it to you. But he was, at a corner of a street. Wait, wait. No, he wasn't. He was. I remember it. I was very drunk last night. He was attacked right near where that poor man was found. I'm not sure of his name. He looked like a tradesman of some sort.
Carpenter?
Potentially, yes, if you say so. I tried to help him, but he was already gone. So I focused on my friend here.
And you didn't, being in close proximity to the man that was murdered, and his name was Master Caava Geppetto Montesino.
So I didn't read about him this morning.
Did you not see or hear anything out of the ordinary?
I can't think of much I saw that was in the ordinary at that particular moment in time. It was chaotic. Unlike Severino, I'm not a man of battle, but it felt very much like a battlefield to me. There was shouting, screaming, loud noises. By the time I saw him, the event had already occurred. I'm not sure how long he was there before I found him.
Very good. Mr. Severino, one more question. Did you know the carpenter? The man who died?
The carpenter. I remember talking to him at like a wagon, but that was before I started heading to the villa, and then I got mugged. He was telling me about statues or something. He seemed excited, and I was like, okay, because it was just odd because everybody else was celebrating New Year's and, you know, hugging and kissing and drinking and everything, and he was just going on and on about his statues. And I thought, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad he's found his passion or whatever. But I wanted to find Agatha, so I started to head home, and that's when I got mugged.
And you, Dr. Bennett, you didn't quite answer my question about how you came to know Ossiel Murren. You keep skirting around that one. Why?
Sorry, I don't believe I do know this man that you're referring to.
I had a witness placing you at the Palazzo Dardi at the time of his death.
Is this the same witness that is now claiming in the newspapers that I was involved in the violence last night?
No.
I don't know what to say. It seems like you're getting false tips, and if I may go further, it seems like someone within your organization is leaking information to the newspapers, as the article this morning that I read claimed that had information that only you and your peers should have.
You know what they say about Italian gossips. Very leaky sieve.
Well, yes, I can't speak for the quality of your witness, but they were very much confused.
Very well. Gentlemen, lady, he'll get back up onto his feet with his ramrod back straight. I must inform you that you are both under investigation for the involvement in the plot to destabilize the peace accords. You seem to keep popping up at locations most unwarranted.
Do not
As I
wish
said-
to... Oh, sorry.
As I said last time, we're trying to help people. That's what we do. That's why the doctor's got a clinic here. Just like you try to help people and you go to places where there's stuff happening.
I'm aware. So for now, be wary. There are allegations and rumours afloat that the villa was involved in the assault. Citizens are angry and they want retribution. I am doing my best to curtail any violence, any form of retribution, but I would suggest perhaps keeping your heads down until such ill tidings blow over, and if the investigation shows that you had no involvement, that will be made public.
Appreciate the advice, and we will absolutely follow it. And may I just say, I'm choosing to assume that you are a man who wants to help the city, that you are everything you appear to be, and can I just return the advice that you should be careful of where you get your sources. There are people in the city who do not like the villa long before me and Severino arrived, and perhaps you should be looking at the people telling you that we are the problem.
Most insightful, Doctor.
I mean, I wouldn't even know how to get my hands on dynamite.
You tell me you didn't just say that.
And he'll look at you, Severino. He would. Good day, gentlemen. I'm sure I will speak to you soon.
Never used time of my life. What's he talking about?
Stereotyping.
Yeah, rude.
Good day, Captain.
Good day. And he'll pop the hat on his head and walk off. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight, because that's a lot to take in. Thank you to our listeners and to Jim, Sharon, and Blake for being such good sports. Thank you, and we'll see you all again next week. Ciao.